and welcome to Rainbows and Razor Blades Productions, where chaos reigns in all of our content. I'll throw it over to Chad now.
Oh, hello. Welcome to our new show. Happy Thursday. This is our new show. We're a new game, a new channel for me to run a show on. And I'm really excited. So if you're watching, I see that 7 of you are watching as long as my thing is up to date. Hello, hail and well met, fellow adventurers. I'm going to introduce we'll introduce our players, and then I'll introduce what we're actually going to be doing, and then we'll play because we started late because work is dumb. Let's start with Kristen.
Hi, I'm Kristen, also known as Darth Surrealish on the interwebs, and I'm super excited to be a player in long-term games.
Wee! Michael, hello.
Oh my. Hello, my name is Michael. I come from the south, but it's the south of Norway, so it's very different, the accent. I'm very happy to be here.
Ashley's giving you a skeptical face.
Ashley is wise.
Sus. Speaking of Ashley, hello.
Hey everybody, I'm Ashley. I'm Minnesota Muse 99 on Twitter, and this is my first time on this channel, so just a little excited getting to play here and expand my horizons.
Hell yeah. And Allison.
Hi, I'm Allison. I'm on Twitter at It's a Feral, and I've been here before, but you might possibly recognize me from the Saturday game that I'm in with Kristen over on Exquisite Corpse Production, or Exquisite Corpse Presents. That's the one.
A P word.
That's such a good name. The It's a Feral.
It's because it's me. I'm a Feral. It's my last name.
And she's also kind of feral.
I'm a little
that
feral.
makes sense.
It's fine.
All right. Does anybody have anything else we need to go over before we get started? Let's get started. So first off, we're playing Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition. It's a game everyone knows and many people love. We are going to be using it's hard to call it a product yet because it's only available on Patreon right now, but it's kind of a product called City of Arches, which is a kind of a micro setting. It's a city of adventure written by Sly Flourish, aka Mike Shea, or rather Mike Shea, aka Sly Flourish, who you ideally know and most likely love as well, from fame such as the Return of the Lazy Dungeon Master, and other awesome works that he's done. It's really cool. It's kind of made as a drop-in to whatever setting you're using and go. It's a sort of kind of the core idea behind it is it's a kind of almost a planar hub, sort of, not unlike certain people's favorite Spelljammer that's not right. Sigil, City of Doors, Planescape. Thank you. My brain. It's going to be a lot of fun. And the map, which you can see there, is done by Chloe Boland. I'm not looking at it, so I'm only reading it out of my memory. I got it right here. Or is it? Damn it! You're failing me, Chloe Boland. Yep, that's it. And it's gorgeous. All the artwork in here is great. The maps are beautiful. Anyway, let's do a cat.
I love it. The cue is finger guns.
That's right. Yeah. In a remote corner of the border ethereal lays the night's sea, and within it, mists roll like waves through the light of stars from countless worlds. A cluster of realms dots this sea like an archipelago bound together by arcane chains. The innermost realm is called Brahma, known as the Gate of Worlds. Brahma is a realm not unlike our own, populated by people of all types, people who live and die, people who love and fear. Unlike our Earth, Brahma is a realm of adventure, a realm of ancient ruins filled with treasure, of caverns deep and dark, a realm where riches can be had by the daring and glory can be won by the bold. It is not without its dangers, wandering monsters and greedy men. Life is balanced on a blade's edge, ever a hair away from the abyss. Within this realm of adventure and danger is a beacon of a city, Munahalan, the City of Arches. Welcome, friends, to our show, to our game, our table, where my fine players and I will explore an ancient city of adventure where memories are fleeting things and wayward heroes find that the past is always waiting at the threshold. As we begin, we see the city. It stretches from the lower slopes of the Everfrost Mountains onto the edges of the nameless wastes. The city is a jumble of building styles and ages built up and built upon for millennia. Mysterious archways dot this city with arcane glyphs playing across their surface and sometimes flashing as a portal within opens to spill a disoriented traveler onto the streets. Above the city lay the Cliffs of the Dead, a massive warren of ancient tombs and burial chambers. And it is, in fact, within this ancient network of stone passages that we find our four heroes. Coincidentally, the same four heroes that you see on your screens in front of you. Standing, nope, that's they're not standing. They are, in fact, walking through a tunnel. So, my friends, hang on. I ruined it. I gotta go. Okay, there we go. I gotta look at your characters' names so I can be like, your name. We'll start with Selma. Selma, please tell us a little bit about yourself, describe yourself, and tell us which of the travel actions you are taking. I hope you saw that message about the travel actions thing.
You're muted, Allison.
Oh no.
Yes, I am muted. Okay. I did see the travel actions. I may have to look at it again.
That's okay.
Because I'm a little slow today.
No worries.
That's okay. There we go. All right, cool. Selma is a fairy. She's about 2.5, maybe a couple inches shy of 3 feet tall. She's got pretty standard sort of almost insectile, they're iridescent fairy wings sprouting out her back. She has sort of pale hair that's braided into a crown around her head, and she's she's very delicate, and of course, she's a fairy. She looks like a fairy. But she has sort of bluish freckles dotted all over her face, and very, very big, wide blue eyes. She's carrying a lantern, and she's flying ahead, but it's, I think she's always flying a little bit. She wants to stay eye level with folks, with the group. And I think she is, I think she's doing keeping watch.
Okay.
So that would be perception.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. I got that right.
A first question I have for you is about your wings. Are your wings like the kind of butterfly wings? Are they like dragonfly wings? Perhaps dope beetle's wings?
Murder fly wings.
I wasn't gonna go there.
I think they're that sort of classic insectile four the four wing sort of setup like a dragonfly, but there's the one they go out like that, and then the second time go down like that. But they are the delicate dragonfly iridescent wings.
Awesome. Super cool.
Very standard. And do I roll?
Sure. Yeah.
Whoop, that's a 1. That's a natural 1.
All right. What's your total?
I am good at perception though, so let's see what we got going on here. Nope, that's actions, not skills. There we go. 6.
6 watch. All right.
For a 1 at first level, that's not bad at all.
We'll come back. We'll come back to what all of that means.
Yes.
So who do we find else in this corridor? Henri. Is that how you say your character's name?
Yes, in fact,
Okay, cool,
Henri.
Cool.
He is at first glance he would pass for what most people would consider human, or perhaps a half elf. He's about 5 foot 8 inches, which normally would make him middling height, but amongst this group, I think it technically makes him a giant. Like he's definitely the one that's standing a little bit head and shoulders above everyone else. He's a man with the tan skin of someone who has spent time out in the sun, at least under the armor. He is currently wearing a nice brigandine. Well, it's not nice. It's a brigandine cuirass in good condition. Whether it's nice quality or not, that is to be seen. Over a mail shirt, he has a steel cap plopped on his head, which covers up his hair. Is very much in almost the inverse of the samurai cut, which is long on the sides and shaved in the middle to put the head up. His is the exact opposite. It's shaved everywhere around and only is present on the top. But the top of the hair that's bundled underneath that helm is long. There's a lot of hair under there technically. Just from the top though. He's not balding yet. Good on him. But the hair itself, where it is peeking out, is almost an iridescent color like metallic brass. His eyes are his eyes, which have large bags under them, somewhat like mine or worse, like he hasn't slept in a long time, are a bright jade green. He's got a little bit of stubble, not nearly as bad as this. It's also that kind of metallic sheen. He's tapping along with a quarterstaff with a lantern on the end of it, a hooded lantern. And he is, let's see, we've got someone doing watch. So I'm going to go with wayfinding, which is a survival check.
Yes.
And the D20 says that is I rolled a 4 for a total of 6. We're just batting 1,000 here.
Starting strong.
You're doing terrific.
Oh, and the detail I forgot to put in there because I got in a hurry is around the sides of his head. He has a series of like intricate tattoos in circles and geometric patterns.
Very cool. Key Day. Hello. Please describe yourself and tell us what you are doing.
Okay. So Key Day is about somewhere between 5'10" and 6 foot tall. She's got a reddish
She's the giant
hue to her skin. Her hair is fiery red and almost seems to live with flame because she is a fire genasi. I envision fire genasis sometimes have like almost like stretch marks around some parts of their body that normally would be a different color or red, or you would see underneath the fire underneath their skin, but hers are runes. She is covered in runes, like next to the sides of her face and down her neck, and seemingly go under her armor. And she is, let's see, I think, can more than one person be doing the same thing?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
She would like to also try her hand at wayfinding.
Can we make it the devil's number?
Almost 8. Welcome to level 1, guys.
Level
Neighbor of the
one.
beast. Just right next door.
Level 1.
668. Yeah, that would be right next door because odds would be on the other side. Sorry.
Fantastic. And are you wearing armor? Did I miss that?
Yes, sorry. I don't tend to get into the clothing kind of aspect of it, but yes,
That's
she
all right.
is wearing, and let me just look at what exactly I've got on my person. Inventory.
I just
He's
wanted
feeling better. I also
Chainmail.
yes, I also didn't explain any of my outfit. I'm assuming she's just got plain leather armor on.
right on. No worries. And that brings us to Astray.
So Astray stands about 3'8". You would think she's probably some kind of halfling, but I mean, even she's not really sure. So, but she's got very pale skin, short hair that's like half black with a big white spot. Very, very, very pale, like almost unnaturally pale, but who knows? She has a dark hood on and leather armor, and she's going to be tracking.
Nice.
Oh, I did a little better. That is 10.
10.
We're moving
Somebody
up.
broke double digits, and that's what matters.
We need to like find one of those power-up mushrooms and
Wow.
like all go up a level.
Wow.
I think we all took low whiz.
Oh, I have very high
Oh.
wisdom. That's
Oh.
the
I
sad
have-
thing.
Terrible stats. I'll just leave it at that.
I mean, realistically, like 2 of you rolled like 2s, so that's a +4. That's not bad,
Yeah, I've rolled.
We're doing great for our die rolls.
Yeah.
I-
Yeah. All right. So to maybe set the stage a little further and to talk about what your numbers are going to mean. So you all have been hired to find a lost, essentially a lost expedition. And previous to where we are right now, you had found the remains of a camp a few passages back, which included a number of bodies. And you could see that there were some drag marks and indeed a blood trail that now Astray is tracking in a passable way. It's difficult, but you do have 2 lanterns. Although perhaps Selma's lantern is a different sort of light, as indeed the light in her lantern is as if there were a myriad of stars within it that are kind of swirling around in a void. But as if
Shit,
you
all I
were
got's
looking at the
fire.
night sky, so it's not like stars like super bright in your face, right? That would be obnoxious, and we're not about that. No one
almost
would
like
see you.
I feel like it's almost like a firefly jar,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
with stars.
Yeah. So cool. And you are able to Astray, you're able to kind of follow this trail of scrapes and blood and a few tracks. You can see that there's essentially two people probably dragging / carrying sometimes a third person who is one of the three is leaving some leakage, on the floor. Key and Henri, it's you. This is kind of a new area, so it's kind of maybe not. It's not your best day, It's a little kind
we
of
even know.
Yeah, right. That's fair. It was day when you left. The journey, it's not an amount of time we need to really discuss. It's some time. It's longer. You've been at this maybe longer than an hour, not so long as a day. That's less important here. And there's a number of this kind of trail, this kind of corridor that you're on is seems to large portions of it seem to be like what was once maybe some kind of main stretch of corridor that connects a bunch of other branch off kind of like tombs and crypts. At some places it's kind of broken, and there's rubble and you have to climb over stuff. And it's really dark. There's not a lot of markings. Luckily you're really only going in a straight line, which is great. And Selma, you don't really notice anything untoward happening as you keep watch. You see some small, like maybe some rat droppings here and there, but
I don't know if it's of any help or indicate. I don't know, but my passive wisdom is 15. My passive perception.
Nice.
I don't know.
Nice.
Just
I'll keep that in mind.
Throwing that out there.
Yeah. And this doesn't really appear to be, at least as far as you can tell, a place that has any traps in it, or environmental pitfalls other than the obvious ones of like, say, oh, this section has a half collapsed wall, so we have to like be careful and skirt around stuff. It's not.
Can I invoke my background feature historical knowledge to ascertain the original purpose and the builders of where we're at?
Yes. Is that just hey, I have this thing, tell me stuff?
Yes, that's my archaeologist background.
You don't need to roll it. It's just a background.
Yep.
It's sweet. So looking around, some of this, some of like this area you're kind of moving through is most of it is probably I guess like human made. It's nothing necessarily like it's well made. It's not necessarily super fancy. Maybe like they're like they're not generally like, these aren't like once nobles crypts, for the most, like the first maybe half of this kind of hall that you're making your way down, kind of sedately, no,
Cautiously?
Modestly. Aha. Modestly.
What is that word again?
Words are hard.
Modestly
Got that.
appointed. There's only a kind of the barest amount of like decoration that you can see, and in some cases it's been worn. You can see that in some places. Maybe there were like things like frescoes or whatever that have kind of crumbled and fallen away with age. Kind of back where you started, it was much newer, and kind of as you've been going, so back by like the camp that you found was much newer, and then as you've been going, it kind of steadily gets older. And then about I better get a cursor ready because I'm about to drop some cool stuff. About halfway down, you kind of there's the passage kind of like octagons out. There's like a larger like octagonal kind of room, and there are a number of kind of branching arch or doorways. I got to be careful using the word archway since that means a different thing here.
We got a long campaign to go.
Right. Yeah. There are a number of like branching kind of doorways. And the thing that strikes you about kind of this octagonal room, two things. Number one, relative to your background feature, is that right away that this room and all of these passages off of this room that are not the main kind of passage that bisects it are what is commonly known here as having been made by the makers. Some people might call, hang on, I gotta go to my lore page.
Nothing called the makers is good.
Yeah, some scholars call them Hjalar folk. If I'm pronouncing that right, I'm probably not. And those of us in the D&D parlance would call them dwarves. And this is significant, and indeed they are known by this very specific name, the makers, because unlike in many kind of campaign settings for Dungeons and Dragons, dwarves are not super common here, that you've seen for however long that you have been here in the City of Arches. Dwarves are or makers are commonly you might see one hired by a rich noble to, hey, come build this thing for me or whatever, whether it's a fortification, a house, a craft item like a weapon or whatever. They're kind of almost hermits and not super common. And the second thing that you find significant is the blood trail and the drag marks kind of lead up to a door that is closed here in this hall.
Stone door or wooden door?
Let me assess my notes. It is a stone door. It is perhaps 3 by 6, ornately carved. You can see that there are some kind of language is carved up on the lintel. Do any of you speak or read Dwarven? No.
For once, no.
All right. There are some.
Every other character I made, yeah, sure, Dwarven. This time I was like, nah, it won't. Fuck.
There are some writing in a language that you don't, none of you can understand, up on the lintel. I will say that some of the characters, as a quick glance, are reminiscent of some of the characters that Key Day you find on your body.
Oh,
yeah, they're not the same, like as a whole, but there are pieces of things that are similar.
Astray just keeps looking back and forth between her and the door, and it's like, Oh, interesting.
Henri's just tapping his chin, going, if they close the door, that means they manipulate things and are thinking. They're intelligent. Nothing good in that smart lives beneath the ground.
Mm. Don't dwarves live underground?
I mean,
trust a
this
dwarf?
area is totally reminiscent of the makers, the dwarves, whatever the people here call them, the things that they do.
Equally importantly, do dwarves generally haul bodies back to rear chambers?
Maybe it wasn't a body. Maybe he was hurt.
So the question is anyone going to object when I do this? And he just shoves the door open.
Nice. Give me.
Sorry,
go
I was
ahead.
just gonna say that I'm gonna float up a little bit, just so that, like, just so the light that I do have kind of, just to kind of be a little bit of a, like, whoop, got the lantern, giving people a view for flashlight.
Henry, please, if you would, an athletics roll.
I rolled a 10. My athletics is 6, so that's a 16.
Nice. Yes. You open the door. All right. So as you can see, I have just populated a map.
How map work?
Ooh.
The bottom half, pretend that half circle that's the octagon room that you're in. We're just using the top part of the map. Also, that didn't work. Whoops.
It didn't work at all.
Boop. Let me do this. All right. These are just some preliminary tokens I grabbed out for everyone, because last night I was like, oh shoot, I don't have tokens. We haven't talked about tokens, so I have many, so I grabbed some. You can pick whichever ones you like to be yourselves.
I have a helmet, so I'm going with helmeted.
Yeah, I'll take the antlers.
I guess I will take.
I'll take the
boobed girl with
shrouded
a
one.
bob.
Nice.
We can label our names on them.
Yes, you can.
Oh, okay.
Is this your first time using the Runehammer VTT, Allison?
I've been in it once or twice in the past, but this is the first time I'm actually using it, like, functionally.
Nice. Welcome. So yeah, you push open this door. And it in a very kind of I think epic dwarven way, the door just pushes straight back, and then there is maybe like a foot, so you're just like push, and it's heavy, and then it drops like maybe 6 inches, bonk, and then slides to the left of its own accord.
A stray from the back is like, God damn it, I was supposed to check for traps.
1, I didn't know you could do that, so in the future, very important thing to communicate. 2, I was not expecting the door to do that. It's a fascinating mechanism, and Henri stops himself to try and start looking for things like mechanisms, and instead focuses his attention ahead down the hallway.
Okay, let me hang on real quick. Is there a way to? What's everybody's passive? I'm just going to ask. It's fine. What's everyone's passive perception? I know
10.
Selma has a 10. Okay.
9.
Selma's is 15, 9.
10 million. No, 12.
12. Wow. Wow. All
Only
right.
because I trained.
Yeah. Oh no, where am I? Okay, here I am. Yeah, so kind of before you stretches a hallway, and then there's as you can see very much on the picture, you can see these kind of two branching passages, and then two doors on either side, and then there's a kind of a door in the hallway as well. So like this area is what you can see. Yeah. And it is like this section that you just came from. It is very obviously master craftsman level work. It's hard to even tell if this floor was carved on site and put together, if it's one solid block of stone. There's some kind of pattern in it, some mostly covered in dust, but although you can see a number of a small number of footprints and indeed more drag marks that lead towards this door here. And Selma, you hear the kind of distant-ish sounds of kind of as you had come in, as this door is moving, you heard the kind of very telling sound of a wet thunk, like as if something was impacting a sack of meat. And you hear a voice say, "Oi, were we supposed to have anybody else come in? I just heard the door go." And you heard this from this direction, the right close door.
Yeah, I will relay that, and I'll say, well, there's someone behind the door, and they might be hurt or they might be dragging a body. It could be either one.
Well, I can sneak ahead and take a look. I bet they won't see me.
It's worth a shot.
If
Although
you're confident in it.
They did seem aware that we'd opened the door, so they might even come looking for us.
It would be very hard to miss that this door had been opened. Henri is saying as he blows out his lantern.
But yeah, Estray's gonna try and stealth ahead and see what she can see.
I'm just gonna tuck my lantern into my cloak.
So I rolled a 6 for 14.
14, nice. And where are you going?
I'm gonna go up and get at least to the first like little area and like peek both ways to see what I can see.
Okay. So you have to the left, and there are actually also, I should mention, as is evidenced by the illustration on this wonderful map, by Heroic Maps, there are some arcane torches. They're not like torches in a torch sense. They appear to be some kind of glowing crystal inset into the wall. The passage to your left kind of goes, it's open. There's no door to the left-hand passage. You can see there's some like rough stairs of natural carved or natural occurring stairs, and some the braziers at the top of that, we'll say that those are, it's not, there it is, those are not lit. They're not lit, but
okay,
you can kind of see it up into shadow these stairs. And then there is a like a fine like black wood door on your right, and it's the same. This door up ahead to your left, and then the one that's straight up the hall is kind of the same kind of dark, like polished wood.
So we do in fact have light sources that aren't ours.
Yes.
Good to know, because I was about to ask the shit who's got dark vision question. I think it's just you actually. So it's important to know going forward.
So none of you can see down here.
There's
Not when
the
it's dark.
torches that seem to provide illumination. Using those, I can see well enough. Yes.
Well, I guess I don't have dark vision, but I got fairy magic shit. And a lantern.
Henri just kind of sets his quarterstaff with the lantern on it next to the closed door against the wall.
Nice. Astray, give me a perception roll if you would.
My giant 0 modifier in it. That's a 4. Her rolls are great tonight, guys.
They are. You are perched up against the wall or however you are there, kind of scoping things out, well hidden as far as anyone knows. And the you can hear a latch being drawn, kind of like, have you ever used like an outhouse that was like built in like the
One of those little
in the
metal
50s?
flippy latches?
Yeah, well, it's like a wood one, like you would maybe on a fancy gate to your backyard, so you kind of hear this kind of large thunk as this latch is being thrown by someone on the other side.
She's gonna pull out 2 daggers and be like, I think someone's coming.
All right. She Keyday takes out 2 scimitars. And
Henri unslings his shield and pulls out a hand axe.
You're good.
I'm gonna stick back a little bit because I have the lowest health out of all of us.
We're pretty low.
And it's pretty sad, yeah, all across the board. But
All right.
It's all right. Just stand behind me.
it's the plan.
Yeah. So are you guys? Are you 3 just kind of arrayed? How are you arrayed in this kind of area?
Henri is where Henri is.
Right by the door.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Could I have potentially gotten away with casting good berry the day before and having some good berries in my bag that I could pass out to everybody?
Yeah.
All right.
You'll have done that. I'm totally okay.
Yes, 3, 6. Everybody take 3 good berries.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for the snack.
Yes. Just so that you've got listen. We'll get better as I get more healing spells.
No, they look like very fine berries. When we become hungry, I'll be happy for them. Thank you.
What color are your good berries?
They are like the when you see one of those like really fat blueberries, like the ones that are like ridiculously big.
Mm-hmm.
They look like that.
The worryingly big ones.
Yeah, they're like, oh, these are definitely GMO. Like
So blue, they're almost purple.
These are DMO.
These are
genetically
like,
modified.
Exactly. Like these are some good ass juicy blueberries.
Blueberries on HGH. Blueberries have been taking steroids. So this door is going to open, and a man in like this is a telltale thing right here, right? Dark purple robes. Like
Fashion choice.
yeah, right.
Fortunate decision.
Yeah. Kind of sticks his head out of the door, like he opens the door like just a little bit and sticks his head out, looks right. Hang on, I should make a roll for this guy. Doot. Make a roll.
I hope your dice are as bad as ours
yeah.
tonight.
We're
My
here to
dice
join
are
the cult.
Also so good. Looks right past Astray, like, and I mean, probably first. Where did you, Michael? Where did you put your snuffed out lantern? Pole?
Just next to the door, kind of in front of me.
Okay. Probably.
I tried to make my token smaller, but that's as small as it would go for me.
It depends on how big it is, how big the screen is when you're looking at it as to how small to get you. So you have to zoom in and then make it smaller, and then zoom in and make it
okay.
look smaller.
'Cause right
Yeah.
now I'm a giant.
It is.
I got you.
It is a little annoying that way, but like you see that he looks and sees that, and he like, and then sees that the door is open. You know, obviously because he heard it, and then notices two of you standing there, like weapons out, and his face is like, and he's Terry, and he's gonna shut the door.
Astray wants to try and stop the door closing.
Okay. I don't. What's your dex? You're super
My
fast.
Dex
Yeah.
is +4.
+4. What's your initiative bonus?
+9.
+9. Yeah. You
Very alert.
Like, yeah, you like stuff a foot in there or whatever, and he's like, and then I think like he then of course notices you. He's like,
Yeah.
Oh, Terry.
But try and shove it open and get in there.
Okay. I think that's gonna. I think this is a place where we would
Roll initiative,
perhaps. So what we'll do is let me see how. Oh no, D&D Beyond.
Right, we're gonna roll in here.
Yeah. Where are my encounters? Tools, encounters.
Using the encounter tracker.
Yeah, this is the first time I've done this.
Sweet.
My encounters.
Best
And
way to
it-
track an encounter is an encounter
And
tracker.
after you start the encounter, if then we all roll our initiative, then it'll go right into your tracker.
Yes. In theory.
Okay. Run encounter. Okay. So I ran it. So if you roll initiative,
Did it show up?
yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking
There it
this
is.
so cool.
You can see how close I am to death too. Pretty good.
Oh, I rolled pretty good. I rolled pretty good for initiative. Holy shit. So fast.
If we all die right away, do we re-roll our characters, or is it just like a Scooby-Doo next day?
Ooh.
I think there's a thing that will happen, and yeah, I got it's in my brain. I got a thing. Should that happen? But let's do this. I know we're playing on a short amount of time today, but let's take a quick break. Maybe like 5 minutes, refresh our beverages, or refresh our bodies, whatever you need to do, and we'll be right back.
Okie
Okay.
dokie.
Torches, the fresh maker.
thing.
Oh, okay.
We were sharing in the Exquisite Corpse Discord. We started sharing awful Tinder profiles. So I was like,
oh, we're live. We're live.
oh. I was looking through my screenshots for awful Tinder profiles.
Click the link below for my Tinder profile.
This got weird.
All good, my man.
So we were picking a fight.
Yes. Hello. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for sticking with us and joining us. One thing I wanted to get out, because I think there was a link that was shared, but we didn't really talk about it. There's a link for the channel Coffee or Ko-Fi if you're me, because that's how I'm weird. I say it, Ko-Fi.
Kofi, perhaps.
Ko-Fi. Ooh, I like that.
A Kofi.
Ko-Fi. Where you can go and in a way that you may or may not be used to on Twitch, you can donate a little bit of your money and show us some love and influence the game in ways such as advantage to players or perhaps me, the wonderful DM. There's a new mechanic that I invented called the Maker's Coin, where a player can spend it instead of making a D20 roll and flip their coin, specific coins once you get them, when I send them to you, which will either result in a critical fail or a critical success. So it's a little bit of all or all of nothing. And you can also spend them, the players can also spend them to turn failures into a failure with
A failing forward, if you will.
Failing forward, yes, thank you. Or they can spend it, say, on an NPC success to have a success with a consequence. There's also such things as gain or grant a D10 like bardic inspiration style thing. There's also a you can have an NPC, you can be immortalized in our game as an NPC, and perhaps someone you love or know watches the show or will watch the show, and you want to say something, you want me to say something from you to them, you can or you just want to make me say some weird ass shit. I'll do like, a shout out, a personal shout out for you. Check out the link. Anyway, let's carry on. So you have opened, somebody has opened this door, has seen you, attempted to close, said Terry, and attempted to close the door. I have to write down that this guy's name is Terry. One of these guys' name is Terry. And you, but Astray, you have stuck a foot in, and at a whopping 27 initiative count.
Good God.
Wow.
You get to act. And since you can't see this, I will tell you that two cultists, I mean, two of these guys,
two dudes in matching robes,
in a catacomb.
You're in a club, man.
We'll go at 21 and 20. D&D rolled very well for me, followed by Selma, Henri, and then I just tried to call you in my head by 4 different characters' name. Key Day. It's the first session. I'm learning.
Hey, I don't have everybody's name memorized yet either.
Hooray for 2-weapon fighting. I'm going to do Dagger Attack, Dagger Attack.
Nice.
Does a 13 hit?
Uh-huh.
All right. 6 points of damage on the first hit.
Oh, yeah. He does not like that.
And a 15.
Oh, God.
For 5 points of damage.
Yeah, so you stab him the first time, and his eyes go wide, and he makes the face I got stabbed. And he says, ah, and then you stab him again, and he says, Terry, they got not, and he spits out blood and collapses.
It's like throw the dagger up in the hand, catch it backwards, stab him in the chest, then stab up under the ribs with the other.
Oh, yeah. Well, that didn't work.
She's very good with those.
It's kind of impressive.
Damage. There we go. Oh, that guy's dead. Cool. That was
Dope.
all right. Yeah. Is there anything else that you would like to do?
That's all I got.
Okay. Do you want to move at all?
Oh, I'll step over the body and move farther in to find Terry.
Okay.
Does she even
she's
need us
brave.
here?
Jeez. Yeah. No shit. Yeah.
So
So
I
just
get about there.
Yeah. So real quick. Yeah. You can see, there is, this kind of, nook and then doorway to your right. You can see that there is light from like actual torches, like a decent amount of light kind of coming from this room here.
Okay.
So the dead guy goes, he's dead.
He bleeds.
Makes a
And-
gurgling noise.
Yeah, and I'm just going to use this same
Token?
token here. Yeah,
Fair.
just because it's easy, and then I'm going to do.
Look, we
this.
don't have a big budget for extras here. We're using what we can.
Terry.
Terry.
Just a Terry.
Terry.
Hey, Terry.
Yeah, you see like a shadow of a person kind of take over the light that you can see spilling into the hallway. And what voice did I do before? It was like a weird Englishy voice, wasn't it?
I mean, it's a new
hear-
person, right? So
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. You hear yeah. Colin, yeah. Oh fuck. And what is this guy using? What do these guys use? Oh, there we go. Oh, sweet. Check this out. He pulls out a sword.
bum bum bum.
Kill me with a sword, Mal.
I would say that no, he doesn't. He's perhaps a little like, right, if this were if this were the anime of this story, he gets like the surprised tear emoji thing on the side of his face, as he sees his dead friend Colin, and then you, and so his swing is a little like exasperated, and he kind of like he's going to run down the hallway. Blah.
He's a coward, y'all. He ran.
You just hear this
And,
echo down the hallway.
Just
You
getting
need
creepy.
help.
You hear him say, Irvana, as he's running down the hall.
He's
Help
trying to
this
find
roll
someone
call.
else.
Right. Let's do
It's
that.
actually quite easy. You get just one at a time. They call like the tag off, and like they die.
Oh,
Next one comes out.
that's right. This is like the easy version of the gimmick Royal Rumble. Selma, what would you like to do, my friend?
Oh boy. Well, I think I'm probably gonna. I guess okay. The squares are. I'm trying to think of how much space I can move. Can I get to the door? Is that
So these squares are 5 feet.
okay? So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. All right, that's good. That's fine. I'll get there.
Nice.
And I'll kind of hover at the corner of the door.
Okay. Yeah,
And,
you see the
yeah.
form of Terry just kind of like pell-mell down this hall.
Eh,
It's the old man in the anime run with the bony legs under the
Mhm,
throne.
mhm. He's like lifting up his robes a little bit.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 10. Nope, too far away. I can't really do anything at the
Okay.
moment. So I'm just gonna hang here and maybe I'll shout back, he's running away.
I always recommend the dodge action, if nothing else, just in case. There might be a rogue about to jump out of the shadows at you.
That's very possible. I'll hold my action then to dodge. Or
So you just take if you're going to use the dodge action, you just take it as your action, and then anybody that attacks you gets disadvantaged on their attack roll.
okay, then yeah, I guess I'll just do that for the moment, since I can't quite get to where I can be of any assistance at the moment.
When in doubt, we dodge.
Yeah, when in doubt, I'll dodge.
Maxims to live D&D by.
I feel like you're just kind of like doing the angry buzzing, right? You're
Yes,
just like,
it's very much like
yeah. All right. Henri.
Henri just kind of shrugs his shoulders, looks at Keyday, and just kind of on reflex without thinking, speaks straight to Keyday's mind and goes, well, with me, and just starts chugging down the hallway, moving
Just right into
a
a brain
5,
pan.
a 10, a 15, a 20, a 25, a 30, and he's going to dash just to catch up with Terry to kind of slow him down. Or sorry, Colin. No, this is Terry. You're right.
This is
Yes.
Terry. It's right there on his token.
Catches up
It's
to him
labeled.
and just kind of skitters to a halt and goes, "Hi, Terry."
Ah!
And as a bonus action, he will do nothing this time. Okay.
Nice. It's a good bonus action. All right. Keyday.
All right, let's do this. She will go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 is all she can get. But she will double dash. So and go right about there.
Ah! There's so many. So many of you. Nirvana. All right. Yep. Astray, back to the top.
I'm gonna say I did my part in attacking, and I want to go check out the room and see if
Ooh.
the person that was dragged in here is still alive.
The room. So you step in and you see kind of slumped kind of against this. I guess there's 2 chests in here as well. 2 chests. Slumped against one of them is the unconscious form of I guess that's a lady. That's a lady token.
Making it up as you go.
Yep. I picked that token. What did I call this person? Where did I? Where are my damn notes? Oh no! Oh, it's because it's not on this page. Quibble. Oh, yeah. You know what? Quibble could be either a man or a woman.
Right?
Minimize my video. Okay. Yeah. You see the kind of unconscious form of a female person, perhaps a human of sorts. As we see in the token, dark of skin, clad, like you would, I guess, like an adventurer, not unlike an adventurer.
Clad like the people they were traveling with that are dead at the camp.
Yep. Not unlike yourselves. A low moan. You can see that there are a number of bruises. You can see on her face there's like a not like a leaky, like a seepy wound. Like there's like a light stabbing that has happened at some point. And then perhaps some fists were applied later. Yeah.
Gently stabbed.
But basically looks like they're going to survive for the next like 10 minutes.
At a glance, you would assume so.
Okay. I think the person's okay. And then Astray is just gonna like stand guard in the door there.
Okay.
And hold a dodge action.
Do you want to?
Or actually, since I haven't taken an action, I'm gonna hide.
Okay. Nice.
Because I'm not level 2 yet, so it's not a bonus.
Get roguey.
That's fair. Oh, that guy's dead. Okay. Give me that stealth roll, if you would, for your hide.
That is a 25.
I fucking love rogues. Yeah, you blend into the stone way. Terry. Oh no. Oh, that's super funny. Okay, we're gonna say that I had him going this way, thinking that there was a doorway here on the map. So there's a doorway here that he's running towards. It's not there visually, but it's there in real life. Just not on the image of the map. Don't worry about it.
You see nothing except what I tell you.
He uses his action to disengage, I suppose.
That son of a gun.
And yeah, he's running 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. He runs around the corner and you hear him yell that same name again, which was Irvana. Okay.
Selma is gonna flutter her way down the thing, go into this little room, since that seems to be a good idea. And I would like to check this person over and give them a little bit of a cure wounds.
Yeah, please. Show me those lovely healing dice. Or die, I suppose.
That's fantastic. They get 11 hit points back. I rolled an 8.
Hot.
Very nice.
Damn. Yeah, there is
very impressive.
All things considered, very rarely does that kind of thing happen to me.
So if you would, please describe for us what your magic looks like.
Yeah, Selma reaches down and sort of places her hands on the shoulder of this person, and they kind of come a little bit from the lantern, but they mostly sort of come just from just all throughout her body, sort of under her arms and down towards her fingertips. These little just motes of bluish white light that look like little stars. They flow into this person, and it's very like ding 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 ding, twinkling lights that settle on the body, and you can see the sort of bruises kind of fading away a little bit. The maybe bleeding stops, things of that nature, and gets a nice little 11 hit points back.
Nice. I also like the idea that there is also a little bit of like a chime that happens. I think that sounds really that seems really cool to me.
It's very little fairy noises.
Real quick. Hi Raiders. Hi Todd.
Oh, raid.
There are raiders here?
Raid.
Oh crap, are we the bosses?
Yes.
Okay, shit. I'm gonna do a room-wide AoE
We're
now,
the boss
and
fight.
then we'll start handing out dots on them. Make sure you get the healers.
Welcome to our new show. At the Threshold, we're playing D&D. It's great.
So exciting.
So you send your cool musical fairy star magic into this person, and there is as you said, the kind of bruises lighten, the blood stops seeping. Were it like a more ripped shirt, you might see a wound knit together. The breathing becomes a little more regular, and there is a kind of a fluttering of eyes, and they open, and there's a perhaps a light gasp.
Just a little pat on the shoulder, just like hello.
And like maybe a startled kind of like a startled, like fearful expression, kind of plays across this person's face. A hand kind of instinctively reaching for something that is not there. There's a little bit of a pat down, and like as she kind of looks, and I guess realistically only sees you in the room because fucking
she sees it and she's gone.
Ninja. Just this like fairy just like fluttering.
Just a fairy.
But then also realizes that you are not punching her about the head and neck. So is a little bit relieved at that. Do you say anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna say quibble. We were sent here to find you.
This is not what I was expecting. Thank you. Where did that? Rescued by a fairy. This is a
That's
city.
not just I'm the only fairy. Don't worry. It's not totally weird. The others are outside. They're chasing down someone in a robe named Terry. Does that sound familiar to you?
There was a Colin too. He was.
There might have been a
really
Colin.
big knuckles.
Yeah. Don't worry. I think he's dead now.
Fair enough.
It was his time.
It was his time.
And she there's like a moment, and then she says, oh my god, I gotta scroll up to this other thing I gotta read. She says
Plot point.
She says she kind of like you can see like there's like a realization moment, and like, oh, okay, now I'm back into her eyes focus even more than they were before. The boop boop, and she kind of like reaches up and like maybe grabs a part of you, not like an aggressive way, like listen to me, man, like that kind of thing. She like grabs a hold of you a little bit, and she says, she says, You have to. You have to stop the ritual. They're bad things.
She
Okay.
hears
There's
from
a-
the shadows. Are they cultists?
There's like a.
Don't worry, that's a friend of mine. She's hidden.
They were wearing purple robes, weren't they?
It's had the cult name like
that's right,
embroidered
that's
on the
right.
back
It's
of the
like,
robe.
obvious.
Definitely,
Yeah, right?
definitely
They got
cultist.
cultist numbers on the back. It's kind of weird.
Perhaps a pamphlet or two like flew out of Terry's robes as he was running away. You
Right.
know?
Have you heard about the Crone mother maiden?
All right. I
Have
think
you heard
that's
the good
enough
news
for-
about the moons?
I think that's a good amount of stuff for that initiative. Pass. Henri.
Henri is going to keep moving 5, 10, 5, 10, 15, 20, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Yeah,
I
you
can
get
count.
to there.
Ah,
That works.
It's okay. No, and I still have 5 more, which is going to be important here in a second.
Yeah.
Just frowns at Terry.
You can see that there is in fact a door in front of him,
Well,
not
he's
a
gonna
stone wall.
no, that's fine. The important part is he's gonna throw a hand axe at Terry.
Ah, yes, classic.
He rolls a 17 to throw the hand axe at Terry.
that will hit Terry right. In the
He
back.
does 10 points of damage with his thrown hand axe to Terry because I rolled max damage.
Terry takes the hand axe in the back like a champ, and very much like the chump villain he is, right? There's the like the arched back as it goes into him. He reaches back and he's like, axe in the back, and it gets a little blood on the hand, and then he like reaches for the door to try to open it, but fails as he dies and just smears blood down the door from his hand and expires.
Henri
there.
that was far more dramatic than I was expecting. And he just kind of looks down the corridor at Key Day and just as loud as he can get away with, without being too loud. It's like, are all cultists this dramatic?
Yeah.
Well,
Cultists.
Oh, I haven't met all of them, but he might have been writing a memoir, Worst Day in the Life of a Cultist.
Well, if so, he'll have a great deal to write about, Henri says, as he just kind of steps back into this next alcove to clear the hallway just in case.
Okay.
And no bonus action. So I'm
All right. That brings us to Key Day.
8, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And do I see anything?
You see Terry's body, hand axe in the back, blood smear, handprint on the door. And there's a door right there.
Well, there's nothing left for me to do, is there?
Yeah.
Sorry, looks at Henri.
I'm terribly sorry that I was efficient at my job. Had I the ability to turn back time, I would do so very quickly to allow you a more heroic moment. In the future, I will keep that in mind.
Perhaps you would say that you would find a way to to give her more of the spotlight.
That sounds silly. No.
All right. Well, do you think we should go forward and find this person he was run into and just pay her a little visit? Or should we go back and join the others?
Animals in the wild are more capable when they attack in packs, which is why wolves and birds are more proficient hunters than the lone animal. So yes, we should go back and catch the rest of the party.
So philosophical.
It's almost as if someone has on their background character stuff knows a weird proverb for just about every situation.
Is that the
No.
sage background?
Hold on.
I take that one all the time and I never really do it.
The
I
the
really-
actual background I have there is this flaw: is every question is a chance for philosophical explication or
Nice.
starting a fight.
Oh.
That makes sense.
He's either gonna have a deep conversation about it or punch you in the fucking face.
Nice. I like it. So you two as a whole want to go back.
Yes.
Okay.
Are we still in combat time for that?
You know what? Key Day was the end of the initiative round. So I am perfectly okay because of things that happened off screen with saying yes, we can be done with initiative. Sorry, that was
Oh, it's okay.
you asked a question and I did not answer the question the correct way. We are
I
not
asked you a
in
question
initiative
and you
anymore.
made a
Yep.
philosophical explication.
Exactly.
I've based
Yep.
this character on you, Chad, for the record.
That's unfortunate for both of us.
I know, right? I'm kidding. On the way back, Henri just starts walking down the hallway, reaches out a hand, and axe just flies back to his hand. She keeps walking,
Mm.
using the power of invisible mage hand.
Okay.
Selma's gonna kind of pat Quibble on the hand and then sort of flutter out into the hallway and go, "We have to stop the cultists."
How many more cultists are there? Are they anywhere we know specifically where they might be? How do we know they're cultists?
Astray steps out of the shadows. I can go look.
Well,
Yeah.
they're wearing robes.
Many people wear robes. That usually indicates they are members of a religious sect, but doesn't necessarily mean they're a cult, but they might be an established religious practice just of an evil deity or a deity of malefic presence and interest to our current situation.
Selma's gonna reach out and
Talk a
just
lot.
kind of touch Henri on the face with both her tiny little hands, just kind of pat. And she's gonna say,
He's terribly
"They're
confused.
They're cultists."
Yeah, you hear
They're
a voice.
cultists.
You hear a voice from the room that she just kind of flew out of that says, yeah, there's some kind of ritual happening somewhere nearby. They found an object. I think they're trying to open an archway.
I like
Then we are
objects.
definitely
Let's
finding
go
out where they are and
investigate.
taking care of this. Wonderful. By the way, hello, who are you?
This is Quibble.
Hi, yeah, I'm Quibble. Thank you for rescuing me.
You're very welcome. My name is Henri. I don't know if the ladies here have introduced themselves. I'm sure they have because they seem like most equitable and kind people. Do you need to come with us or do you want to hide here or make your way out?
I hate to tell you, but your friends are dead. And then Astray starts walking
So that was a lot. Stay here, lock the door. We will let you
Yeah.
know if it's us.
Hey, thanks.
Hey, you're very welcome.
Yeah, perhaps you don't have the bedside manner.
Me? Never.
So as you all move kind of through this hallway now, perhaps with less urgency as of you're chasing a guy, you notice that there are a number of painted murals on the walls here, and painted murals, carvings, and perhaps frescoes. I don't know why I always like
Frescas?
frescoes.
The
Oh,
fades.
Cans of Fresca?
Yep. And on them, you see painted such things as archways,
Hmm.
archways that open to very nice places, archways that open to less nice places. You see kind of the forms of people before such archways, like holding up different objects. There's like a series of somewhere there's like a rock. I was gonna say a chicken, but it's probably not a chicken. Like different objects that they're holding up, and you can see especially with Astray, who as we have previously established has the archaeologist background. Looking at these, you can see that these are probably images of people using such objects to open archways.
Astray takes out her journal and starts making notes and drawing some of the pictures like as quickly as she can as she walks by.
Henri is definitely like looking over her shoulder. She's like,
You see some weird languages. You see notes from someplace that's not this area.
You also
Kide is going to be looking at those pictures to see if she recognizes any of the locations. Just a sense of like recognition.
Sure.
For
give me a intelligence history roll, should you have such a skill.
17.
Nice.
get it.
Yes. You see one archway pictured and kind of like they're kind of like, it's almost like a, if you think about it like a cartoon, like it's not quite sectioned off, like it's like a like a newspaper cartoon where there's like two frames, but it's kind of like a thought bubble out of the archway that has like some very large trees of a particular style that are different from some of the other trees that may or may not be in archways or just on the walls. You don't know what it is, but there is something about it that like rings true to you. And I think even with a 17, you see like kind of in that, in like there's this like, there's a couple of trees and like some bushes and maybe like a deer, but like extravagant, like a Studio Ghibli deer, right? It's like it's an extra deer, right? And you notice with the 17, I think you notice here that there is like a little face like poking out of like the mane that is on this deer. Now, yes, I know that deer don't traditionally have manes, but like I said, it's an extra deer.
Awesome.
There's like
deer,
there's like a little face that also like there's like a boop, boop, like you're this,
right.
Yeah,
The hair on my arm stands up or whatever, and I'm just like, that, what is that? Astray, can you draw that?
Sure. She turns to a new page and
Do I notice any runes or writing or anything?
Yeah, on this wall, it's really just kind of like pictorial bits. Even like the archways that you can see here, are a little like less detailed. Like more of the detail on these scenes is spent on like the things that the archways open to, and then the people opening the archways and stuff, less detail on the archways. So the archways themselves are a little kind of uniform and maybe ambiguous.
Okay. Not like a Stargate with like specific coordinates or anything.
right.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I love that show.
If we just line up the chevrons, we can make the final journey home.
I know.
Wait,
All right.
no, that was Quantum Leap,
Kind of
the Stargate year.
Stargate was a Mormon thing.
I'm terrified by the knowledge I just learned.
Made by Mormons. It's true.
Oh.
Look it up. Sorry.
And then the final cool, interesting piece is that you also see like as this like section of the wall where everyone is kind of clumped together right now at the corner, shows people in maybe robes very similar to the robes of the guys you have just murdered, killed in defense or whatever. I'm not.
That last one was definitely a murder. Like,
Yeah,
I feel
well,
a little
that's
bad
true.
about
Yeah.
that.
That's fair. He was just trying to get through that door. You know, very obviously like dark priests. There's like scenes of like blood sacrifice, that kind of stuff. And perhaps like demonic forms coming out of an archway, you know, traditionally demon forms, cloven hooves, big horns, you know, pitchforks, just classic devil stuff. Yeah, and then of course there's Terry's body.
Can I check out Terry's body?
I was just
Absolutely.
gonna go do that, but okay.
See if he's got anything good on him.
Yeah, give me an investigation roll as you go through his pockets and look through his change.
Let's find out what mine is. Okay.
Henri's just
roll him
watching
over.
this and shaking his head.
That was wrong and bad.
Oh no, he fell on his grenade.
14 total.
14. Let me consult.
You confer.
A stray kind of scampers up and looks, and she's like, "Ooh, are we searching the dead people?" And then she runs back and she's like, "Oh yeah, there's another one." And she's gonna run back and search Colin.
Uh-huh.
Do you ever feel like you were surrounded by demonic children?
No.
Constantly.
They
Okay,
have no need for these items.
perhaps it is just me. Although the cultists look like this image and the cloven hooves, so yeah, I'd say dealing with the cultists and stopping a ritual probably a good idea. No one likes big demon things with cloven hoofs. Just not a fan.
You find give me a investigation roll if you would to Astray.
22.
What?
First level
I rolled
robes,
a
ladies
natural
and gents.
19.
Jeez, that's awesome. It's like fucking Travis Willingham over here. Playing a rogue. They have cool purple robes now stained with blood. They have here we go. Boom. They have, pretty cool wavy daggers,
I take those.
yeah,
I'll take a neat wavy dagger.
yeah. They also have kind of like they each have scimitars. I don't know why cults have scimitars. They have scimitars, and and I didn't think to change that. But they have scimitars. And they're nice. They're not bad. They're all right. And you each find they each have like a little they have a little pouch. Each of them does. Let's see. Selma's Terry has 13 gold pieces,
Oh,
and Colin, he was obviously the lesser cultist. He only has like 8 gold pieces.
I'll take that 13 gold, and I'll leave the scimitar, but I'll take one of the daggers because although it's probably more of a sword in my hands, it's probably
Like a great sword
Astray
size.
is just
Like-
like attaching stuff to her back and
because I'm so tiny.
And Terry has a like a necklace on as well. And hang on, let me double check one thing really quick. Boop boop, scroll. There we go.
Scroll.
And on this necklace, you know, very much in late 80s, early 90s, you know, rapper fashion. It's not a clock. But it is
not
it is
Flavor Flav.
right. It's not Flavor Flav, but it is very large. And it's made out of silver, and it depicts a kind of horned demon face.
Mm.
And then between the horns is like a big eye.
Ooh.
So it's got like, you know, the normal face, but then there's a big eye between the horns.
I'll take that off of Terry and sort of present it to the group and go, does this look interesting or familiar to anyone?
Ooh, and the eye is like a cat's eye. It's like a cat's eye.
Does
I
this
would-
look familiar
Yeah.
to Astray at all?
Or me.
Or someone trained in religion.
Let's make some rolls. Yeah, I mean, this is
I'm
D&D. We can do this.
Yeah. I'm proficient in Arcana, but
I see you, girl. I see you. What's up?
I have a 15.
I'm gonna make a history check.
21 religion.
10.
10 history, 21 religion, 15. What did you roll,
Religion.
Michael? Religion.
um,
So
15 Arcana.
15 Arcana. Okay. So let's see. Key Day. Something about this is familiar. You're not maybe not sure where this knowledge comes from, or because of course, and viewers, if you're watching, which I hope you're watching, we didn't necessarily talk about this, but all of our heroes are from different places, and they essentially teleported in, not necessarily intentionally, to the city. And in that process, at least, if not more, but at least lost memories in a very kind of Jason Bourne way. You know, it doesn't make any actual medical sense, but is really an interesting narrative. So Kide, you looking at this as kind of Selma shows this around, I think you see, I think you have a flashback with a fucking 21, I think is what we're going to get into right now. So you see kind of an image of a scene in your mind, and you see a number of trees, not unlike the ones that you saw in that mural, right? Think fucking Endor, like huge, like redwood trees, mossy ground. There is a kind of ring of standing stones, kind of that is covered in moss, kind of between this set of trees. And there is an old there is an old person, small, maybe not unlike Selma in height, but perhaps a little more. He's kind of cloaked, and he's got like a headdress with it almost looks like a rat skull. Perhaps it's a rabbit skull, but it has antlers. Perhaps if it were a jackalope. He's wearing a jackalope skull headdress.
Fuck.
Because I just came up with that, and that sounds badass.
It does sound pretty cool.
And he is he's kind of standing on a tree stump that's kind of in the middle of this place, and he's speaking to you in this perspective, and a lot of his words seem kind of muffled and jumbled, maybe in a different language. It's hard to tell. And he's kind of like pointing around this circle, and you can see, as you're like following his gaze, as he's saying whatever it is that he's saying, that these standing stones each have like carvings on them, kind of moss and kind of lichen grown, and some of them are like animal faces, and some of them are more like runey, and a couple of them are very demonic, and there's like a moment as he kind of, his cloak like unfurls, and it is indeed like a beetle's carapace, and he has wings, and he kind of flits up off the ground, and he has a staff, and he's pointing at these three kind of demonic and evil looking sigils, and there's like like when Matrix, in the Matrix, when like the perspective like goes through the screen and Neo's in the room with the agents, there's like that womp womp, and like the sound kind of clears, and his voice switches to English, essentially as the viewer, or common, or a language that you can understand in this current time. And he says, and this is the demon Abraxas, a prince of the lower realms, who has sought incursions into our lands many times, but we have fought him off. But his legions are endless. And then there's the womp womp out again. And the scene kind of goes on, and he kind of flits around, and you can see that there are other people here in this kind of area, and some of them have almost like animal like features. There's a young boy to your left who almost has like a deer's face, or like somewhere halfway between a person and a deer face. There is a very young girl, theoretically, to your right, who has almost like insect eyes, not like the fly, that's creepy, but like an
Like
anime
mantis.
version of
Yeah, like the big-
like mantis, like big
Cute eyes.
cute bulbous eyes, and short little front legs. No, and and just looks really like enthralled, and there's a number of these like children around, and they're kind of like nodding their heads as this person is speaking, and then this memory kind of fades, and that, I think, is a fantastic place to end our session for this evening.
There's a little bit of everything in there.
I don't know if you've watched any of my streams when I'm DMing, but I love to end on weird shit and cliffhangers. So
Timing is everything.
Allison, welcome to my
Oh,
world.
I'm delighted. I'm so excited. I know I came into this game a little late in the party, but I'm super excited to be here.
Yeah, welcome everyone who is here. Hey, thank you for being here. If you're still watching, if you rated us, who was it that rated us again?
Todd Moonbounce.
Todd
Moon Bounce.
Thank
like
you.
Bounce House.
If you're here from that raid, I see you. I appreciate you.
If you've made it this far, you've cleared the raid, you get your tokens, and are now on your weekly lockout. Enjoy that.
There's something I'm supposed to have.
Would you like me to buy you some time?
About
I'm going to buy him some time.
what
while
happens
he's
is
looking that up.
Cat, what happens next?
Well, many things happen now, as is the nature of creation. We will continue to move forward through this experience we consider to be time, but we can't actually yet measure what time actually is. It's kind of a weird phenomenon. It's like gravity. It's observed, but we don't understand how it works yet. Fucked up.
I feel like there's
Plugging the other.
There's some
the next
shows.
games.
There's some shows that are happening right here on our channel. Rainbows and Razor Blades. Hang on. Let's back up a bit. First, let me say, Kristen, aka Darcy Realish, Kat, who I know you viewers can't see. She's our most excellent producer, aka Adam Knox. Thank you so much for inviting us in to this place to play this game with all of you, my players, and these viewers. I am very appreciative. I don't have all of the words to explain how much I feel about being able to be here, right now. So thank you. Hey, this is our channel. Obviously, you're watching it right here on this channel. This is on our channel. It's not my channel. It's their channel.
It's the channel.
Tomorrow at 7 p.m.
Pacific
time, which is not the time I am in. Kristen is running the first session of her cyberpunk game, which is called
Somnum Exteri.
Somnum Exteri.
That's Latin. It means something about sleep out of the earth.
It means nightmare.
Apparently, the Romans thought dreams that came out of the earth were nightmares. That's fascinating. Or from beyond the earth, technically. That would work.
And oh man, I love cyberpunk. I don't really know much about the system of cyberpunk other than when I looked at
It's gonna be a learning curve.
first
I think it's
edition,
D10s. It's
way back in the day.
D10 stuff.
But it's gonna be. I've watched and talked with Kristen as she kind of worked on her stuff, and I have seen the chat in Discord about all the players. It's gonna be rad. So join us, join the players, join Kristen tomorrow for Cyberpunk Somnum Exteri, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. On Monday, her D&D 5e long-term game Madness Takes Artena at 5 p.m. Pacific. On Tuesday, Chaos Commentary with special guests from the Ruthless Attack podcast. Reckless Attack. I'm just reading what my cue card says. Reckless Attack podcast, where they talk about whatever. And then, of course, next Thursday, right here, 5 p.m. specifically Pacific time, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and what is it, like
8 p.m. Eastern?
8 p.m. Eastern. Yeah.
I don't know what Mountain Time is because no one actually lives there.
That's fair.
We're there part of the year because Phoenix doesn't do daylight savings.
Phoenix is smarter than
true.
certain other
That's true.
places.
So yeah, we got a lot going on. The channel has a lot going on. We have a lot going on that you, as the viewer, will find out if you join us next week and every week thereafter until we die of old age and stop playing D&D. One of those things will happen first. I can't actually promise that I'm going to run this game for the next 40 years, but
not with that attitude. You
guess you never know. Again, thank you so much for joining us. Are we going to raid somebody?
Yes, we are going to raid. But first let's do outros so that we know where to find everybody again and what else they might have going on.
Yeah.
So we'll start with Ashley.
Oh, what else I've got going on, like D&D? Yeah, I guess so. You guys can find me over on Guild Superior for Wednesdays Beyond Saltmarsh. That starts at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And then you can also find me next Monday. I am in the MCDM Psionics playtest for 2 more weeks as we test it out, and we're going from our first episode we were level 1, then we're gonna like level up to like a mid-level, and then the last episode we're gonna be like super high level to just see how the system really works, which is pretty cool. So that's what I got going.
Hell yeah.
And Michael.
Oh God, I mean, I've got a lot going on. I mean, I'm in nursing school right now. I'm heavily involved in running a FC in Final Fantasy 14. I'm taking summer classes, but I don't think that's what people are after. What people are out is what I'm really doing on the inside. My rich nope, not that. Games I'm playing. Basically just rehash everything Ashley said, actually. I'm in the Saltmarsh game on Wednesdays. I am supposed to be in the Monday night game, but I overscheduled myself like an idiot. So I won't be there for that one, but I will be for the final one after that. That's it. That's me.
Allison.
Hi. I'm Allison. I have been Selma for this evening. You can find me here next Thursday, same time, same place. And on Saturdays, you can find me over at Exquisite Corpse Presents with Kristen, where I play.
Oh no, we rated out already.
Oh, what does that mean?
It's on a timer. You went too early, Kat.